What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PR Lost Galaxy 2014 review. And today we're taking a look at Hasbro's Marvel Legends Secret Wars retro carded black suit Spider-Man, part of this 40th anniversary of Secret Wars wave. And well, since I've been on a huge roll with these black suit Spider-Man figures this 2025, why not get the black suit Spider-Man that kicked off the black suit revolution, let's put it that way, and what made the suit so popular alongside your classic red and blue suited Spider-Man from the comics and other media going forward to come. And I figured, let's take a look at this Secret Wars black suit, because this was the black suit Spider-Man that did kick off everything. Because if it weren't for the comic book Secret Wars, and if it weren't for the black suit from that, we would have never gotten all the different black suit Spider-Man incarnations we would get later, like in the 90s Spider-Man animated series, then Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire's black suit, then several Spider-Man video games where we had black suit in it, like Web of Shadows, and of course Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5, you know, the works, stuff like that. And because getting this black suit Spider-Man, I was thinking about getting this figure when I was looking at what figures were also part of this Secret Wars, you know, wave. And I was like, well, if I ever find this black suit, I'm going to get it, which I did. And I got it off of Amazon for about $24.99. And it's not that bad. I mean, it's still in good condition, even though there's some tears around the edges of the retro card box. But figure's still in good intact and everything, even though it's been in storage for a couple of months. So here's the front of the package with everything, including a head, some hands, this coin thing, and another coin thing where it just flips the Peter Parker, the Spider-Man face on it, translucent wise. So there you go. And then here's on the back of the box talking about how Spider-Man discovers a mystery glob in one battle world, give him a new black suit with stronger powers, and unbeknownst to him, his first encounter with a certain alien symbiote. And everybody knows that. So in this wave, I got black suit Spider-Man, and I do in fact have Titana, which I'll review later. So all that remains is Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, and the Beyonder. And then I have this entire Secret Wars wave already completed already. So Titana, I already have her already, so look into her later. With that being said, let's take a look at Secret Wars as Black Suit Spider-Man. Okay, now that we got Black Suit Spider-Man out of the package, Secret Wars Black Suit Spider-Man, let's take a look at all of the accessories. First, we take a look at this shield, which is very reflective, where you can see Peter Parker, you know, some image of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, you know, back and forth with this. I keep forgetting what's this material that does this, but although when you look at the black suit Spider-Man's image, even though it's straight from the comic, but it can also look a little bit like the black suit Spider-Man from the 90s Spider-Man animated series that I also grew up on from my childhood. Although this is black suit Spider-Man from Secret Wars from the 1980s, and knowing 2025 is technically the 40th anniversary of Secret Wars. And, you know, so there you go. But, you know, since we also have a Secret Wars Avengers movie coming out in 2 years, I mean, what's best to capitalize on that happening in, you know, 2 years before that movie ever happens. So, okay, here's the shield piece. Then we go over the interchangeable hands. So you got all the different hands. Well, the bald fists were default, so I took them out with those more spread out jazz hands kind of gesture. And then you got your web hands that this Black Suit Spider-Man came with. And then this, you know, this interchangeable head. This head can look a little bit similar to a Spider-Man that I saw, kind of almost looking a little bit like the Black Suit Spider-Man from the Web of Shadows game, or having the eyes squinting, looking a little bit like the Japanese Tokusatsu Spider-Man. Wait until when I get Tokusatsu Spider-Man later, whenever I ever find that figure. But here's that headpiece, you know, to switch that Spider-Man out. And now we take a look at Secret Wars Black Suit Spider-Man, or Symbiote Spider-Man, whatever you call it. This here is the classic, since this is based on how he looked in the comic with that classic symbiote spider symbol on the front and back, which is great. Then you also have, you know, how big and comic accurate those eyes are straight from the comic. And, you know, the figure is just a solid black colored Spider-Man figure. No additional detail other than just the, you know, front and back symbiote spider and, you know, the mask, and that's about it. Because that's what made this such an iconic design for anybody who has read a lot of Spider-Man comics that I have. If you have read Secret Wars, you know about how Spider-Man got this black suit. And although I know different iterations, you'll have Spider-Man get the symbiote some other ways, but he got this on this Battle World location, realm, something like that. Even though I got to read the Secret Wars comic myself in my own time, and I know about the Secret Wars, and even though the 90s Spider-Man cartoon had adapted the Secret Wars stuff in its 5th and last season, but even though the 90s cartoon already adapted Spider-Man having the Venom symbiote for a few episodes in the first season of that, and well, it's great that they actually paid respect. You know, at least they did a great job, Hasbro, on the figure, even though not much problems going on with the figure. I dig it, though. Now, let's take a look at the articulation, because, again, there's not much going for this figure. It's just, you know, your basic black-colored Spider-Man with a symbiote aesthetic, and that's about it. Turn the head around, so that's good. Up and down is a little limited on the figure on the joint-wise. No butterfly joint. Oh, actually you can, but the butterfly joint movement is a little limited because, you know, we're still doing pinless jointed Marvel Legends. As for elbow crunch is good on this figure, so no complaints there. And then you do the elbow crunch on this figure, so that's really darn neat too. You can even flex his abdomen crunch, so have that abdomen crunch. And actually, this Black Suit Spider-Man has a much louder snap for the abdomen than the Bully Maguire figure did, or the Insomniac one. One of the two had a much louder abdomen snap going for either of their figures. So yeah, that's kind of like okay, but that's just how his abdomen rolls, and you know, bending it and flexing it too. Then you can also, you know, flex them legs out, and then the knee crunch. Knee crunch is really good on this Black Suit Spider-Man, so that's good. I thought there was going to be toe flip articulation, but there isn't. I thought so. Then, okay, get that knee. And then the knee on this leg, trying to bend that. And nope, unfortunately, I don't think I can do it on this figure. You can turn the lower legs around, and I noticed they're a little loose on the, you know, the lower legs are a little loose too. So I didn't know that. Ankle pivot is really good. And there you go. So that's what we got here for this Black Suit Spider-Man. And now let's compare Black Suit Spider-Mans that I've already reviewed within the last week. So here is Insomniac, and I also noticed Bully Maguire is getting a little lanky just moments as soon as I got the figure. Damn. So now we have all three Black Suit Spider-Mans, you know, comic, movie, video game. What a trinity. And then take a photo. And then we got all three Black Suit Spider-Mans standing together. There you have it. And that is my figure review for the symbiote Spider-Man. So, in final thoughts, this is a good figure. This is a good Black Suit Spider-Man figure. And I think that this is definitely a must-have for any Spider-Man fan. And especially if you're a fan of the symbiote suit. And, you know, go for it, because I highly recommend this figure for any fan and any Marvel Legends collector, etc. And especially if you want to complete the entire wave of the Secret Wars line of figures for the 40th anniversary of that comic, go for it. And I'm not going to stop you, but, you know, just go for it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.